You don't tire for yeri boku talk with no substance or sweet talk with plenty lie inside. Then now, na the term for strip the headlines bare and tell the story just like it is. Brutally.
Okay, welcome back. If you just join me, the program where you watch and listen to na Brutally Frank, where it comes to you live here on SLIK TV, channel 37. And tonight on the show, we want to talk about the proportional representation system and power sharing proposal, asking the very critical question, is there a game beyond all of the plan and proposals and propositions and even counter propositions? As stated earlier, we'll be joined tonight by Mambu, the publicity secretary for the Sierra Leone People's Party. We'll be also extend an invitation to Abdul Karim Kamara, ESQ, a member of the publicity secretariat of the All People's Congress. However, unfortunately, he just send in a message that he would not be showing up tonight. But just so that we put that out there, that indeed an invitation was extended to a representative from the APC side, but it's rather unfortunate we cannot have him tonight. However, the show must go on. So, proportional representation system, as a way of giving you just the backdrop. In June 2023, the Parliament of Sierra Leone, dominated certainly by the ruling Sierra Leone People's Party, passed a law. This particular law, so now for B1 will effectively replace the constituency-based first-past-the-post system with a different system in terms of electioneering process. This different system was called district-level block proportional representation system. That now for the 2023 general elections. According to the ruling party, the SLPP, they justified this by saying that this particular plan will help government for save cost and also enhance inclusivity, as well as that this system is based off from the updated national census. But how does the district block proportional representation works? Now, districts them are now described as constituencies. Instead of you get the original 132 single member constituencies, now the entire country under the district block proportional representation system is now described as one large constituency that is divided into its 16 administrative districts. Out of that 16, you get 14 when are rural districts, and then you get western area that is divided into 2, with western area urban and rural. Secondly, you get party list. What is this party list all about? Political parties under the district block proportional representation system are now ranked based on a list system where the political party, they submit a list of the candidates for each district. The number of seats allocated to a particular district under the proportional representation system is based off from almost registered voters them in terms of the population where you get in that particular district day. Thirdly, seat allocation. Now, after the votes are casted, all man don't vote done. For the parties, note that under the proportional representation system, people then they vote for the parties and not individual candidates. Now, the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone, they use a particular formula for allocate the parliamentary seats in each district to the parties them based on the proportion of the votes now that particular district day where they're able to get. For example, if a particular district gets 10 seats, and let's say party A wins about 50% of the votes in that particular district, automatically that means party A gets about 5 seats. Now these seats, they are filled based on the list originally where I talk about, where the political parties then they submit. So you get 5 names, and it goes according to the list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it can be more, depending on the percentage we then get. The arguments then we government we put forward at the time that then set up this proportional representation system. One, are the fact that they said it will be cost effective, unlike the previous system. Secondly, that in fact, it aligned very much with the current census, that is the 2021 census data, will be available. Further, they also state that it would ensure inclusivity and even move to the extent that it will prevent violence. And claims say constituency-based elections is the one that is often prone to violence based on the fact that you're talking about individuals and not just casting your vote for the parties. Now, these are all arguments then for the proportional representation system. Fast forward to 2025. There is still the debate whether now this model still we want for use in the coming 2028 elections, or whether we want to deviate from and bring the older model. We're going to ask the necessary questions tonight. But away from that, there is as well the power sharing bits. That is critical, because within the corridors of power, there's been the saying that, oh, well, one way where we will even solve this thing of boycotts that all some politicians are not participating now would just be for us to get a means where everybody able to get a bite at the cake on the table, and everybody's happy at the end of the day. Now, those are the proposition. Shortly now, we bring in Moses Selu Mambu, we're the publicity secretary for the ruling Sierra Leone People's Party, for take we through on waiting at them party imposition regarding all of this, and whether all of this, whether from power sharing, proportional representation system, is just about furthering the country, or waiting at the game plan beyond the plan that is just generic. I think that's a nice way to put it, Melvin.
It's quite an interesting conversation. Do we have Moses on the line?
I think they're still trying to get Moses on the line.
It's quite interesting. We will be joined by him, or I think we have him.
Okay. Good evening, Moses. Welcome to the show. Hello, Moses. You dey get we?
Yes, I get you. Yes, I get
Hello?
you.
Okay.
Yes, I get you.
Okay.
You get me?
Yes. Good evening and welcome to the show. We're happy to have you here.
Yes. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Okay. So let's get right into it. I think I will throw the big question. I always like to throw in the big question first of all. Is there a game plan for all of these things? Whether proportional representation, power sharing, what's the SLPP waiting on a plan generally?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me in your studio.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say thank you for the opportunity granted to my party to participate in a frank discussion as a Sierra Leonean.
Mm-hmm.
Because what we're doing is to chart the way forward for our country.
Exactly.
So I will start by giving you a historic background of the leader of SLPP, who happens to be President Bio.
Mm-hmm.
What is the game plan? As you have rightfully asked that question. Remember, President Bio is the only Sierra Leonean alive today who have participated in the governance of Sierra Leone, both in conflict and in peace. President Bio have been part of the people who laid the foundation for our peace process in this country. President Julius Maada Bio was also among colleagues of military men who fought, put their lives on the line to defend Sierra Leone. Mm-hmm. So President Bio understands very well exactly what Sierra Leone needs to do in order for us to live together as a people and in order for us to thrive.
Okay.
And chase the middle and be a middle income economy. So having said that, with that background said, President Bio understands very well some of the things that led to our 11-year senseless, brutal civil war. He understands that very well. So what the SLPP game here? The SLPP game through His Excellency President Bio, who happens to be our leader, is three things. Number one, he asked the question, what democratic process can we use as a country that can keep us together, that can help us to thrive? Because mind you, one of the problems that always laid the foundations for violence in our country is political power. And I'll tell you the reason why. The reason why is because the winner take all. So when, for example, SLPP and APC are contesting an election, both parties know that if they win, their people and their supporters are going to benefit. The other know if they lose, their supporters and people who invested money into them will lose. And there will be dire consequences. So because of that, and having a leader in President Bio, who have participated in the democratic process of Sierra Leone, both during peace and during war, has been consulting people, both local and international, on what are we to do as a country to chart the way forward. So that when there is election can be like when America will say the 4th of November every 4 years. Okay. It's just like any other day. In fact, in America, people start voting early. People start voting early. You know, so he's suggesting that let us have a debate. What President Bio have done is to set the stage for a healthy debate.
Okay.
But the problem we have with our colleagues in the APC and other political parties is the issue, and that is the problem of Sierra Leone.
Okay, Moses.
It's the issue of suspicion.
Okay, I think that's
it's the issue of suspicion.
Okay, that's clear.
Even when a leader have brilliant ideas, for us to discuss those ideas and come up with tangible solutions to recommend to the leadership and then to Parliament for legislation that will change the face of the country.
Okay.
Because not to APC be their camp, SLPP go say, no, this now game they one play.
Okay, Moses, that's fair enough.
Because now APC, SLPP be and camp, APC they now say, oh no, they want a game they want play, a different thing they want to do.
Okay, then they're clear enough. Today, maybe let's move on to something else now.
I want to take off my cap as the national publicity of SLPP. Let us have this debate as Sierra Leonean.
Thank you.
Let us have, is it healthy for our country, our democratic system, for political parties to participate in an election? And when we have one winner, all the other political parties become useless.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's.
Then we have violence. We have gangs attacking political parties, raping political party members, villages moving.
Okay, let me build a base from that particular side. Moses. Okay, let's build a base from that answer we would already give. Is it yes?
We can have a political system where Sierra Leone, when we have an election, we can have a winner. But we have a legislation where even those that participated in those elections and lose, they still have a stake in the setup of the governance process of the country.
Okay, is it two
reasons for that? Why President Bio and the SLPP government is proposing that? One, Sierra Leone belongs to all of us. The resources of Sierra Leone belong to everybody. Two, Sierra Leone is heavily politically divided. That is a fact. It is a fact. As political leaders, we need to face the truth. When SLPP is in power, even if SLPP turn McKinney and Podloko gold and diamond, give them all the wealth in this world, if you say election today, they will still vote APC.
Yeah, but that's their prerogative. Every Sierra Leonean will decide what party they want to vote for.
And in fact, that became worse in the 2007 election and the 2018 election.
Okay.
We saw in the 2007 election, Charles Francis Magai formed the PMDC, went to his tribesmen, galvanized the support of his tribesmen, and when the election went to run up, they voted heavily for APC because that was what their political leaders wanted them to do.
Okay, Moses.
In 2018, we saw what the CPC did with Kono.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to something else now. Mr. Mambu, if you can hold on a minute now.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to something else. Thank you very much for the base you just established. From your explanation, now this is just a quick one. Is it safe to say that this idea of empower sharing, is it safe to say it's the brainchild of President Bio? Not so?
It is not the brainchild of President Bio.
Oh, but you
What
just
President
said
Bio
that's
have
not the
done-
reason that they make it come
You
up
know-
with them.
What President Bio have done is to open up the space for a national dialogue and debate.
Okay. Can I ask
just
you
like
this
when you
now?
are
Can I
home with your
ask
wife,
you this?
And then you wake up in the morning as a husband and say, honey, we used to cook 2 cups of rice. And I noticed that each time the kids got home, you know, they're not satisfied when they eat.
Is it
So
that
can we be
is it that the
making it
SLPP don't already
But you don't have
begin
to take
for?
it as I'm saying it. Let us debate it. Look at the pros and the cons, and then we agree later.
Is it that
So
the
that's
SLPP
what
don't
exactly
already
President
begin
Bio
for
have done.
smell the rat?
President Bio
That
have
is why
taken
now President
So,
Bio is
for
in
a
fact
healthy debate. But the problem we have now with people in the media, our opposition colleagues, the problem we have, politics have blinded their eyes to the realities.
Okay.
To
Moses,
the good things
Moses,
within the
Mr. Mambu.
proposal that President Bio have laid out.
Mr. Mambu.
So even in all their debate, we don't want it. We don't want it. Why? Because
Mr. Mambu, how I want let we
President Bio
streamline this conversation. If you could just hold on a bit,
Now
please.
let us look at an
Mr. Mambu, can you hold on a bit, please? Mr. Mambu, good. Let we get this conversation in this way. Of course, I would ask the question, and you get time for answer. But I want it to be within a particular time limit so that we will move on to the next thing. So maybe you can talk small and then allow me to come in with the next question. Then you proceed. I think say Pambulengo get and better that way. I think that's clear enough. Waiting next hour, we move on to now the question of why now. The SLPP proposing a power sharing game plan now. Is it that now because we already don't begin to smell the rats for 2028 and you guys are looking for a way out? Now that's not the case?
My brother, let me tell you this in Creole. Me na the National Publicity Secretary of SLPP, I tell you. As I said also now, SLPP have 2 million registered voters in the bank. In fact, what we are working towards now, ahead of 2027, not even 2028, end of 2027, is to raise that number to 2.5 million voters.
Okay.
And from projections in our database, the projections we have in our database, we are going to get that. APC have never defeated SLPP in an election where the SLPP base is together. It has never happened. Go back in history since 1967. So that is not why we have not smelled anything.
Okay.
The SLPP is a formidable political party and we have a record to run on effectively. And when we come here for a debate on the record of the SLPP, why we think the people should vote for us, that will be a debate for another day. But for today, I'm telling you, the SLPP have no hidden agenda. The SLPP have Sierra Leonean agenda. Mind you, we have a leader, we have a very unique leader in Sierra Leone, of which the media has not zoomed in on. We have a leader in Sierra Leone who at the age of 27 became head of state of Sierra Leone. Before even that, he participated in the war and also participated in the peace process. So he knew exactly what led to the war. And he understands exactly what to do in order to continue keeping Sierra Leone peaceful and keep the country together, whether you are Mende, whether you are Timini. The leader we have today understands all of that. So what he's doing today is to tap into some of those experiences he has gained over the years of the reasons that led to the 11-year brutal war. It's not like the Kamakwe Road boys headed by Anes Koroma, what he did. Anes Koroma created 25 new constituencies without consulting anybody. He created 2 new districts, Karide and Falaba, without even consulting anybody. But what President Bio have done as a Democrat, father of democracy in our land, is to open up a debate. President Bio have a constitutional power.
Mr. Mambu, did you read the press release of the APC where them pull? I think it was just on Friday.
President Bio have the supreme executive authority to declare, to create any locality in Sierra Leone. He has that constitutional power, but he's not using it. He said, let us have a healthy debate. Let us bring Sierra Leoneans together. Let Sierra Leoneans debate frankly on which democratic process we can use that will keep our country together, that will foster cohesion, that will foster peace, that will foster economic reintegration, that will get to the doorstep of every Sierra Leonean. We have no political agenda. We have no political undertone. We just want to chart the way forward. After 61 years, what political process can Sierra Leone use that will keep the country together and that and lead Sierra Leone to a middle-income economy. That is the agenda of the SLPP. We have no other agenda. That is why, even though we have constitutional power, we have the legislative powers, we have the legislative number, we are not relying on them, but we are relying on the strength of the people. We are relying and tapping on the knowledge of Sierra Leoneans.
Okay, Mr. Mambu, you don't mention, say, una don dey consult with the opposition and you want to just throw it out there so that everybody have a say. But I just want to ask you quickly, did you read the press release where the All People's Congress, when are the main opposition party in a parliament, and Salona so where them pull? I think it's totally defeats the arguments where you they put forward that they are consulted and una don't put them let everybody get them say. Because they are stating that, notwithstanding that they not get any consultation, it's a loud no for them. So who is fooling who here? Is it that on another ever they relate with them as then they insinuate from them press release, or waiting at the case now?
So I want to talk to my APC colleagues, them, my brothers and sisters that the APC, for me they understand, say, number one, Salon big pass we all. Salon not to APC or SLPP get up. Salon for every Sierra Leonean, whether you are home or you are abroad. I want to make them understand that one day. Number two, I also want for me with APC board that they know, say, when we did discuss governance of the country, enough fine for you put emotions for them. Enough fine for you play politics with the lives of Sierra Leoneans. Enough correct. And that's exactly what they do. And when you read the press release, paragraph 31 of the press release, now that's exactly what they do. Then they play politics with the lives of the people.
But it's a political conversation, don't you think? Redistricting and proportional representation.
We don't want them to do that. If we not be one for consult, not be one for engage, I don't tell you, say, President Bio gets supreme executive authority in the constitution, where the constitution best.
So it can just wake and make more districts without the process? Is that the case? I don't think that under the constitution say, Mr. Mambu. It creates new constituencies, it creates new districts. Well, nobody know what. Why? Because then debates here not been they said. And as Koma not been given the opportunity there for me even debate or even consult anybody why if for create Falaba or why if for create carrying a district. Then debate here they, because this government is democratic. This government get the interest of the people that it make them debate here day in the first place, because we open up the space for make citizens participate. The voices of the people matter. SLPP is the only political party in a salon we believe say the voices of the people matter. So anything of national concern, we get for and go back to the people, let the people then add their voice there. So at the end of the day, we all go come back together. Okay, Mr. Mambu, I will hand you over now to my colleague Melvin.
Mr. Mambu is ongoing. After I talk to you now, consultation is ongoing.
Okay, I will hand you over to my colleague now, Melvin.
Hello, Mr. Mambu.
Yes, hello.
Yes, thank you very much for joining the show. So let's begin.
Thank you.
Let's begin. Let me categorize the show, because we are talking about 3 different ideas, and the one we're going for open with now on power sharing. You go agree with me that before the 2023 elections, there was a marriage renewal between back then NGC, Dr. Kande Yumkela, and your party, the SLPP, which is now in government. And in that marriage, yes, the terms of that marriage was that the SLPP was to make certain positions available to the NGC. So this is my question, and that is that's a question for another day, whether the SLPP don't meet the terms of agreement with the marriage with NGC. However, looking at the hula baloo around that, how the APC for believe the SLPP power sharing proposal, where the one we then get with NGC from 2023, still SLPP not able for fulfill.
Okay, so two things. One set 2 permits for user for answer a question, okay? The arrangement between the SLPP and that of the NGC was not legislative. It was a gentleman's agreement. That is one. Waiting with the proposed now when it comes to official power sharing in the country, again for be legislative, again for be legislated, again for be an act of parliament. There is going to be policy. So I want to let you draw the dichotomy between what's happening between the SLPP and the NGC and waiting the current SLPP.
All right, please help me. Please,
for be legislated.
Moses,
and they are going to be policies.
Moses, please help me Please help me for connect or disconnect the dichotomy on the two. Because the fact there remains, if you say the power sharing agreement get for be legislative and the NGC SLPP agreement not legislative, agreed. But are you suggesting that the NGC SLPP agreement not legal?
I know they talk about legality. So let me break and down back, let you understand. Arikam, let me break and down back. The agreement between SLPP and NGC was between SLPP and NGC as two political parties. Waiting with the propose for power sharing, a PR system for the extent to the executive, again for do with national. So they are about only two political parties agreeing. So I hope you understand the premise where they stay.
Yeah, but the premise that if you be agree say you shape power
with about SLPP, for example, now the agreement, the thing would the type for do, and not get for be agreement between SLPP government and SLIK TV. Again for be between the government of Sierra Leone and the media landscape of Sierra Leone.
I agree.
So
I agree with you.
So when you make that kind of arrangement today, for example, let me make an example now. Let you understand proper now. Let's break this down now. For example, let APC understand. APC is the second most popular political party in terms of reach and numerical strength.
No, answer my question, please. Now, go to the point, Moses, please. We don't have much time. So, Aguala, you go to the point. If you are saying that agreement between the SLPP and the NGC, you are calling it now names. My question begs, you forget say the SLPP constitution make the SLPP a creature where it can sue and be sued. Are you saying NGC not get power or the right for sue SLPP because they don't meet the terms of the agreement between the two parties and they were in a form of power sharing?
The NGC as a political party get all right for do what they do. The SLPP and any other political party can go into an agreement that is between you and the political party and not get nothing for do with Sierra Leone. It's between you, it's me and you, Melvin. Mambu and Melvin, we go into an agreement for shape power. The rest when they give it a host, me and you go an agreement, say, Melvin, you get for each 5 spoon, me each 4. Down there that between me and Melvin. If you not keep to that agreement, it's between me and you.
So the SLPP NGC alliance was a fruitless alliance. Is that what you are saying? The SLPP NGC. So
because of that alliance, they are come. Because of that alliance, they.
I don't get you clearly.
I'm glad the way you don't use the word. Belvi, I'm glad the way you don't use the word alliance. Because of that alliance, they plenty good things they don't come out. Look, for example, what think Kanda Yonkela they do, where they help the president for push the electricity agenda. We just don't qualify for mission 300, $2.1 billion.
So let me before we come up on power sharing, before we come up on power sharing, Moses.
When we talk about power sharing, Melvin, the example should not be SLPP and NGC.
But it is the most recent case study. It is the most.
We go into one party state. That is not true.
Hello, Moses.
Because at the end of the day, the APC have hundreds, if not thousands, of qualified people with it.
Moses.
For example, if we don't get a legislation, and act, we say anybody where we 30% of that government day will be made up of people from the opposition party them, depending on who that can take.
All right, okay, Moses, thank you very much.
Then people the way they put go to other political party, the same political party, just like what we do for parliament. Now we know they do by election again. People and then online. So you don't get nothing for those.
All right. So Moses, I still use NGC as a case study because these are the most recent power sharing agreements in the political.
No, that NGC.
Hold on. Please hold on. In summary, on the power sharing alliance between APC and NGC and the SLPP, are you saying the SLPP don't shape power? Fine one to NGC. Let's summarize on that.
The question the way they answer, what thing I will tell you is The SLPP. The
yes or no? Yes or no? Una don't share power fine with NGC
and continue to go on effectively and efficiently.
Moses, yes or no? Yes or no? As the SLPP
then they work
shared
and
power
without they not declare for SLPP at all.
Una don't share power fine one with NGC? Yes or no?
Yes, of course.
Give me a few examples.
Of course. You say what?
Give me a few examples on almost people that una don't give position at NGC.
No, I'm not gonna give you. I'm not gonna give you example of Arikam.
But you say of course
we don't give position at SLPP. I can call them by name, but the agreement between the SLPP and the NGC was not mainly based on how much position NGC they get. That was not the spirit behind the agreement. I tell you that.
So there was no power sharing element in that alliance. Was there no power sharing elements in that alliance between NGC and SLPP?
Adikam, for example, the current chairman of the council, the board of EXA, Andrew Kiley, is from NGC. He continues to be NGC. Now they come on. And he's doing marvelously well in EXA, for example. But the spirit behind the agreement between NGC and the SLPP was for both political parties to participate in the election, having only one leader, who is President Julius Madabio. That was the spirit behind the agreement between NGC. The spirit behind it was not mainly about power sharing. No. That was not the spirit. So the spirit was we had the same objective,
all right, Moses,
the same agenda.
Moses, before I left you on power sharing, this I want a yes or no answer to, and I'm not still getting clearly it. Are you saying that we not get no element of power sharing at the alliance between SLPP and NGC? We not been planning to shape some power?
I they tell you say. The main objective of the alliance with NGC was not based on power sharing.
Is it not there?
It was based on the shared responsibility and shared values and objective as a political party for us go into the election together, because when NGC, when they put their manifesto and we put we own manifesto down at that time, we been get similar objectives for the country. So we come together and say, what? Let us at this time merge with two political efforts with one leader, who is President Julius Madabio. And the spirit behind that agreement was not based on power sharing, was based on shared values for the sake of Sierra Leone.
All right. So Moses, now let's go to the main opposition, All People's Congress again, still on them statements. Well, unfortunately, we'll be asking you the brutally frank questions, not the APC, tilted questions. We'll do our best to ask general questions. So on the position expressed by the main opposition, All People's Congress, they are asking us to why now and why not in 2023. But those are for me elementary questions. I think the secondary or most important primary question is when this proposal for power sharing will go to Parliament. It already there in draft? Hello,
repeat that.
When will this power sharing instrument or legislation be tabled in Parliament? Is it already in the draft stage?
Well, I think so. You get for bring the minister of the minister of justice to the studio. Ain't gonna be the best person for answer that question. But as a politician, as I am, I go tell you say the consultation still ongoing. The consultation is extensive. We are consulting. We are learning. We are looking at other models from other countries around the world, and we are still extensively engaging citizens around the country on this particular matter.
Can we disagree? Can we disagree to agree? Can we, Moses,
get on to the Minister of Justice or the Ministry of Information for government?
But of course, you are speaking for the government.
And they have to talk to colleagues from the APC.
No,
for saying
Moses, hold on, please. Moses,
let them put their hats down.
Hello, Moses.
Make we face this issue as Sierra Leoneans.
Hello, Moses. Hello, Moses.
Because this get for do with the lives of ordinary citizens.
Hello, Moses. Moses Mambu. Mr. Moses Mambu, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So are we saying when it comes to power sharing, the government is just testing the waters? It not get anything substantial for now?
I tell you, say what the government is doing, what the party SLPP is doing as always. We don't open up the space. A lot of feedbacks are coming in. The government is open. When they see the Minister of Information, they go. When they see the Minister of Justice, they go. When they see the Minister of Local Government, they go. All of this, we do want for continue for engage citizens.
Who's one for me don't come first? The engagement or the proposal?
I say a decision will be made, and that decision they will include opposition parties, the Parliament of Sierra Leone, international community, local authorities, civil society, the media, the trade union, market women, churchgoers, the religious
organizations. All right, thank you. All walks of life. All walks of life, Moses.
The voice and aspirations of Sierra Leone. And at the end of the day, we will get the best democratic process. We will lead into 2028 election.
Hello, Moses. Hello, Moses. Hello, Moses. Can we now safely say that the government on power sharing don't put the cats when are the engagement and consultation first before the us, when are the proposal where don't tout? The government don't put the cats before the us.
No, how you go say that? You cannot go say that. You cannot be the. No, hold on. You cannot be the player and be the ref at the same time. The government are the referee. Now they set the rules. The government don't propose what they want to do. What they happen now in a consultation when the president opened the 6th Parliament. He made the proposal open and he called for national debate, national dialogue, and that's ongoing. That is what is ongoing. We continue to engage. Government still open up. We continue to engage.
Without any details, how do you engage on a proposal without fine details? How do you engage on that? What do you go engage on?
How do you engage on what?
On a proposal for share power, we not get a blueprint or fine details. How do you engage on that?
I cannot tell you that there is no blueprint because in part of the engagement there is a blueprint where government they use for engage the people, which is the proposal, the methodology, how it get for happen.
What stage is the proposal? Where is the proposal?
Which part of the constitution we get for review? How it get for happen?
Where is the proposal?
Where get a blueprint on the suggestions of the proposal?
Where is the proposal now? Where is the proposal from the government? Is there any write-up on the power? Is there any write-up on the proposed power sharing initiative or instrument or legislation?
There is no legislation as of now. There is a proposal. And it says there is a proposal. If you want to get some, go to the Ministry of Justice. The Minister of Justice go give you the bullet point of what the government is proposing. It's taken to the people for discussion. The things we are taking to the people for discussion is on black and white.
If me when a journalist need to go meet,
you can get on to the Minister of Justice, they will make that available for you.
If me when a journalist get to go meet the Minister of Justice and he talk about consultation and engagement, waiting that poor mommy now na market for say, who say for go?
Okay, so like cut and short, go to SLAG. The Ministry of Justice have been engaging with SLAG. Maybe SLAG Secretariat, Nakambu Street go able to help you. They have been engaging media. Just for
clarification, are you saying
if you Melvin as an individual?
Are you saying SLAG?
You're not parliamentary reporter.
Are you saying SLAG get the blueprints, the draft proposal on power sharing? Is that what you are saying, Moses?
I am not telling you about blueprint or a draft proposal. I am telling you, government have ideas on paper.
Where is the paper?
I'm waiting with the proposal.
Where is the paper? Where is the paper?
Go back, go read the president's statement in 6th Parliament opening statement. Go read them. I know that you get a copy of them where the president proposed extending the PR system to the executive. Those write-ups are there.
Yeah, but that was a general statement without fine details. Show me the fine details in that presidential address day. And then we get
the details. Listen, the details are going to come from the engagement of the people.
So who's one for don't come first? Engagement or details? Who's one for don't come first?
The details will come from the engagement of the people. The people and they talk to on how they want them for it happen.
So wait till when talk to the people on.
The people are speaking.
Wait till when talk to the people on without any details. Wait till when talk to the people on.
Would they tell them the ideas we get? Would they go to the people with the ideas what we get to make we go into a power sharing government system now we country? Those ideas now we share with them. The objectives of their idea then they would share with the people and say We dey do this for make sure say we continue to keep this country together and continue to keep this country peaceful.
All right.
Thank
you very much.
Engagement
I go switch lanes back over to my colleague because one for me scripted. That was just a first session with me and my colleague on power sharing. When we come back, we're going to talk about proportional representation and boundary delimitation and devillaging. Over to you.
Okay, so Moses, please stay with us on the line. We go for a short break, and when we come back, we continue the show. This is Brutally Frank.
Or sweet talk with plenty lie inside. Then now, na the term for strip the headlines bare and tell the story just like it is. Brutally Frank goes where others won't, exposing the real stories behind the headlines.
We tackle issues of maximum importance to the growth of Sierra Leone, from politics to the economy, agriculture, education, health, and tourism.
By serving as your voice in asking the why, where, how, and when questions to the people them we responsible.
This na Brutally Frank.
This is Brutally Frank,
showing every Sunday at 7 p.m. on SLIK TV, channel 37, and streaming live on our Facebook page and official website. Welcome back. If you just joined me, the program where you watch now Brutally Frank, when it comes to you live here on SLIK TV, channel 37. We also the live with Facebook page at SLIK TV, and also the live with Epic Radio page. And tonight we're talking about the government's then plan for proportional representation, boundary demarcation, and just everything political. And because it's a political conversation tonight, we did extend an invitation to the main opposition, All People's Congress. However, last minute, then declined for sure. That's why we only have a representative from the SLPP, just so that, we're clear that all sides were, invited. Now, I will bring Moses back now in again for just pick up from where we left off before the break. I wonder we come now to boundary redemarcation. Are you there with us, Mr. Mambu?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Let's come now to boundary redemarcation. Now, this is another very strong point where they inside the main opposition, All People's Congress, them press release. As a matter of fact, even the mayor don't they do several speaking events them about that. Now, starting from the very beginning, first of all, their points are it's not timely, and the points now to what end. And one very key point where the mayor put out there, and the fact say the last tranche of allocation in terms of finances where central government for give to the Freetown City Council for operate, they only receive them in August. Thus, according to the APC, creating more, smaller councils will only mean more burden on central government for meet obligations where even with just one now or two, they're not able to meet. So the question really is, why is SLPP hell-bent on, redemarcation? Waiting at the collective good interest reason where they in the interest of the people, away from just the theory of APC them back, then be established Falaba. What is the SLPP's base? Why una want for create more units within Freetown? Why not strengthen the structure where they already and work with them? Why una want for create more units?
You see, for the difference between the SLPP and the APC is that the SLPP, I keep saying, we are a very serious political party, and we care about the lives of Sierra Leoneans. Now, we don't alone. We don't see side APC not even get resources for maintain even half a village, but then divide two districts. When away we can have power. Now we can promote 10 districts a day. The APC divide Koinadugu. The APC divide Bombali, the pool carrying from Bombali. The road for go Kamakwe, where you reach Kamakwe, not even Spiba, district headquarters town. Now fighting with the go. We are fighting with Falabaro. We can make this district town today. Now we can do it. But when APC them is doing, they did it for political gain. That was why they did it. Anything where we
So which gain where una they do am for? Which gain where SLPP want do am for?
When it comes to the sufferness of people, we don't suffer for defend the democracy of Salone. No other political party don't suffer with SLPP. No. So we understand what it mean exactly. What it mean for cater for the country, for draw up a plan where go benefit the country, where go benefit everybody in the country. Why am I saying this? The proposal what you make for divide Freetown, for example. Hey, bo, remember when I say put in that studio, they go agree say let Freetown divide. Not because of politics no more. Well, people in the Freetown, when I say go agree.
Why we for agree? Waiting at the reason.
For example, the council would be make the Freetown City Council. They be make the Freetown City Council for cater for 250,000 indigenous of Freetown. Now that they be create that particular council there for. So we get close to 2 million. We get close to 2 million people where they live in Freetown alone. So it tell you just like what we talk about Pademba Road. Say Pademba Road don't outlive in usefulness. We need for mover.
So why would I not start from yonder? Why you not start from yonder? Why picking something entirely political? If it is really about the welfare of the people, so many other things then they will need for change.
No, we get the National Development Plan. Listen, we get the National Development Plan.
Okay.
Inside the National Development Plan, inside the National Development Plan, urban planning and development is a key to sustainable development. And even the United Nations SDG, it did it. Urban planning is very key for drive development at local level.
Okay.
So now make could propose for do that one day.
What's
the plan for take anybody in power away. Okay, if not some system, if not some system, okay, let's say that for political gain. Let's say that for political gain now. The APC get numerical strength in the western area, past SLPP, for example. So let's say we get 2 councils in SLPP. So we don't increase the number of APC in governance at local level. But we don't care. Because the SLPP, all the care development go to the people. We don't look at the political ramification. We don't look at what thing go serve the people. We think that this particular council where they don't outlive in usefulness. We need to get a governance structure, a local governance structure of certain sets of people within the western area. We are not dividing Freetown. Freetown is going to remain Freetown. The capital city of Sierra Leone is Freetown. Nobody is dividing Freetown. What we are doing, we are creating new localities within Freetown that will best serve the interests of the people.
How then they serve the interests of the people?
Look, for example, then Tender Hill area. Wellington, Blackout Road. South City Council, the activity, they reach all left side and this time. No, say from Ferry Junction, they go to say Calbaton, then get the young council now. You don't take governance closer to them people and this. You don't take governance closer to them. You don't take governance closer to them.
Okay, Moses, you talk about the fact, say...
Not to anything on political gain. No, we don't get anything for benefit out of that. The only thing with the benefit, now for make sure say, we open up the city and care development goals at the lowest level so that the people then go feel, then go participate, and then go chart the destiny of the young community.
You talk about the National Development Plan, and you say inside the National Development Plan, urban planning now a key, component inside that plan, which is a good thing. So now the question is, I don't know if you don't pass through, let's say Leicester Road, for example. I don't know if you don't use them recently. This now road where them be don't dig and don't start for make already, and then it's just an abandoned project. And I could name you 10, 15 other similar examples. I could even give you the National Stadium, for example. These are all part of urban planning. Rather than jumping right straight to building, to creating new localities, why not strengthen the national infrastructure? When I key components where they're inside the national plan, why is SLIK say the only thing where governments get this kind of boku strength for do? Now those ones where relates to politics, where relates to numbers and things like that. I think that's why people are suspicious. Why would I not start first by building the structure, and then when the structure then they're established, then una can create locality. Why not locality una want create first before even the structure not there? don't you think it's even dead on arrival?
My brother, where God be the create the world, where God be the create the world, it begin by step. If you read the book of Genesis,
yeah, it creates light first, importance, but we not get light in our free tongue. That's an example.
So when God begin for create the world, it begin step by step. So what you they talk to now you what you they talk to now you your method. Now your method they suggest to government what process for don't use first.
No, I'm asking the question. I'm not really suggesting a method. I ask why would I not do and so.
So man, an accident they get, they go to heaven. So man, I also the door die, they go to heaven. But the question is, did you get to heaven? So the proposal when you they make now, you don't suggest on to government say, government before don't do A, B, C, D, before they actually do the division. We are saying now, we need to do the division now. So that after 2028, the budget planning and country planning go factor in all the new localities. So that resource-wise, the next budget, when the localities that they go to be created, or factor in what need to be done.
Moses, do you know that you already know say
now a government will really plan. Now even with the localities who want create, we still engage the people around us. We make sure say we engage the people. But at the same time, the points where you make is very valid. As a government, we have people where they listen. We the government where they listen.
Okay. Moses already.
We not just grab from whole something so.
Yes.
So those points when they make in the studio, we just want from I just want from make know say everything what they plan so for do, what they plan for do in accordance with not only the law, but with approval of the people of the localities and they. And they tell you say if you go down the ground to the local people and go tell you say yes, we want we own local administration. We want we own local governance so that we set up go to participate in governance where they have.
Okay, you don't really emphasize on consultation and all. And I think that's where there is really a big question, because there is the question of who that them una don they consult. And because when you come back, you look at even on the media space. I ask you just now, say, waiting at the base where governments they base them plan on for create new localities. I not just ask that because I want to ask. Now because say even we at the media space. No. So is it that the documents una plan are just for people when are surrogates or sympathizers of SLPP? Because I don't know. And clearly you know really don't able to tell we concretely the reason. Apart from just
concretely the reason.
No, because you just don't state generally. Those are general points.
The reason why we want create the reason why we want create locality now for make sure say we effectively cater for certain set of people. Now for make we ensure say resources get to people and local people.
But even now with just one council, government's not able to meet in obligation.
I don't give you the background say the Freetown City Council then create them for 250,000 citizens Pretoria. Today we get close to 2 million Pretoria. Where they? So the city council don't outlive in usefulness. We need to get other localities than Freetown, so it go effectively cater for certain localities that Freetown, where the Freetown City Council still remain. That is what we are saying.
Okay, Moses. But
you don't get any political undertone at all.
Okay, but you go agree with me,
any political undertone. We are doing this for make sure say we effectively provide, we effectively continue for cater for the people of Freetown.
Okay, Moses.
And the new localities will get for create.
Thank you. You go agree with me, say
they're part of the development process of the country. Then go chart their way forward.
Okay. You go agree with me, say merely establishing new localities in themselves. And that's the point where really I want to we clarify for Fambu them. The way you put it now, it is as though merely establishing new localities don't solve local communities them problem. The fact remains okay, thank you. The fact remains, and now this is a fact.
Listen.
Moses.
No, wait. Don't put words into my mouth. That is not what I'm saying.
Okay, agreed. Not also you say fine. So now, let come in with the question, The point where they make now and this is a fact. You can dispute them if you want, yeah? Council Freetown City Council don't come out and say the allocations for the last quarter of 2024 and then came out with receipts. They only get them in August 2025. Good. Now, establishing new localities in themselves, not automatically they solve the problem for local communities. Have waiting.
Okay.
Good. Usai una expect for pull the money first of all for finance all them councils then the way una want establish now one. Where it be say even with this one way they right now, una not able to meet una obligations to them.
Okay, mind
That's
you,
the question.
if you go look the local council act, go read the local council act. Apart from central government financing the local government, local government gets statutory mandate for raise resources on its own. So what we the plan to do in the creation of the new localities there, now for make sure they will continue for support the council them for increase the revenue mobilization at local level. That is one. We will make sure they will continue for support them for increase the local revenue generation processes. That is one. Secondly, we also they work through the Ministry of Development as we continue for do for heavily link the development agenda of the country to the council's development agenda. We go attract foreign aid to the council then they. Thirdly, the government also from EU direct budgetary support. For example, if now 4 ambulance will send to Freetown City Council. Now if we get 2 council in Freetown now, then they get 8 ambulances. And the timing for the rollover for service delivery, they be effective. The rollover for service delivery, they be effective. Because by the time you move from government work, outside Freetown City Council today, for go provide service in London, the time therefore you spend for go provide service in Wellington, the time first where you spend for each day. So let's say we get another local council way based for each junction. So the distance therefore you come on Wellington, Calbaton for Kana for each junction, for Kana you council where they day, it's very easy. So it creates a platform where the people at certain locality within Freetown, they feel bonded, they feel included. And you see the fast pace of development within their localities. And I know they tell you say creating a new locality, they solve all the problems. That's not what I'm saying. But they say creating new localities, which we want to do, they effectively and efficiently with speed offer solutions to local problems. Using local ideas and initiatives. This is just about common sense. The APC, we brother than the APC, we brother and sister than the APC, just need to calm down and use common sense. These are common sense we try for use.
Okay. Okay. That's fair enough.
I get for can left now because also they now phone and they use them if phone not to charge.
Okay, well, then let me just try for wrap up.
Let people then think they are just not use.
Of course. I mean, let's just try to wrap up.
I didn't do. So Usa una meet me. You know say me na people servant. I make it where I didn't do. I ready for talk on behalf of SLPP.
Okay, Usa you the lights not there. Lights not there. Usa you there.
No lights there. Usa the lights there, but I didn't do. I'm outside.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't do. I did outside. I cannot park. I cannot the park. So I did outside.
Okay, then let's
just wrap up. The respect I get for una media house.
Of course, Moses.
Where the SLPP work must go on.
Moses.
The people is what I sign up to.
Moses.
But before get for can day up go up because I park a day.
Moses.
If I'm inside bush, na day so right inside bush, na day at
Hey, but Osha,
but because
so
of the
sorry about that. Sorry about that, and thanks so much for the sacrifice. But before we let you go, Moses, this government of SLPP where you belong to, call itself talk and do, right? The SLPP government call itself talk and do, right? Oh, wow.
Okay.
I think this bad skin on my voice in our area.
Seemingly so. Anyways, but plenty thank you to Moses Mambu, a publicity secretary for the Sierra Leone People's Party. We're very much happy that you were able to join us. It's rather unfortunate that we're not able to conclude, but we go still later in line, hopefully able for come out from the park within a bush to somewhere we go able for charge, and then we could really, continue and conclude. But I think interesting points, Melvin. So many interesting points, and so many things to really follow up on. Really, I tell you, because especially this one we get for do with the redemarcation of Freetown. I am still, and in all fairness to Moses, yes, you did answer, but I'm still really struggling for understand how, let's just take a company, for example. Say you get a company, you run a company, and your annual budget is not just up to par. You're not able to service all your departments there, yeah, within a company. Let's say you get 10 departments. And in order for solve the problem, first of all, of the fact that your departments are not able to function well because you're not able to send money to them on time, and because they use SLP not get money. I really struggle to understand how any sane person would now come to the conclusion that the way for able to get me 10 departments then for function well, now for that create 10 more, where they make them 20, where it be say, that 10 already were dead in itself. The main reason why they're not able to function well, not to just because say they don't want to function well, now because say they not get first personnel, they not get the kind of support financially where they're supposed to get and all. We not talk about, we not deal with that day, but rather we want to establish 10 new departments. I am genuinely, really trying to wrap my head around how establishing new departments within a company, when they thrive well, they solve the problem of the original 10 when not done, they work well. And that's my genuine concern. Maybe you have a better head than me. Maybe you really don't able to understand this perfectly.
I mean, the SLP is owning up to its political promise. So that's political consistency. Because if you look at page 68 of their manifesto, they promised, I'll read it verbatim, they said the established district, okay, that is they said revised decentralization policy, but there's this key one that talks about revisit boundaries for districts and city councils to place district councils away from city council locations to enhance service delivery and greater. So it was a promise. However, there's a contrasting question I wanted. I wanted to commend Mambu and his SLPP administration for meeting a manifesto promise. But there's a downside to that promise. The very SLPP manifesto in 2023, and this is the question I had from Mambu, unfortunately in line drop. The SLPP manifesto say, we have transferred 77% of the 79 planned devolved functions to local councils. My question to Mambu was, from the last one I say 77% of the 79, has this SLPP government completed the devolution of functions to councils? That is the question for the government. And the big slap there is, this now one question we repeat to tell SLPP people. In fact, the promise, I don't want to say it here because these days my opinions sometimes are misconstrued or skewed. But if you go and look at the SLPP's promise on devolution, what they say in the first term, and when they can repeat it, what they say now, there is a mismatch. So I will agree with Mambu and his court that they are talk and do government in meeting some of their promises. Apparently, the bone of contention, if you want to have councils that are effective, is to 100% devolve their function.
I think when you
and if you've not done that,
Melvin,
and you're talking about creating
Melvin,
more.
when you say they meet the manifesto promise, I think that reads so positive, really. We need to come back to the context in which the promise was made inside the SLPP manifesto, both the one they did for 2018 and that of 2023. I think 2018 was new direction, 2023 was new direction pro-max. Also accelerating development,
new direction,
accelerating,
1-0,
leveraging on the gains and all of that. The point still remains. There is still a huge gap between functions of local government and even, especially now, with that of Ministry of Local Governments, the oversight role where then they play. It's just, there is that kind of clash. And when you say meet manifesto promise, it was to an end of ensuring accelerated developments and all. There is a slowness in the way how local council they function now. Take Freetown City Council, for example. Yeah, from 2018 to now, consistently, the position we council done they put forward. Now the fact that, in fact, they don't have cooperation enough from their supervisory ministry, when a local government ministry, for let them able to function well. And that is why they're not able to deliver on key components them, where they're supposed to deliver on. Cleaning Freetown, for example, maintaining Freetown, you know, collecting local tax and all of that. Freetown City Council not get personnel. The motorcar the way they get not to all the work, not to all the function. As a matter of fact, most recently,
You almost sound okay. Land.
Most recently, no wait, I know the angle where you go, but let me
You can't predict my angle.
No, wait, you already stated that I almost sound. But these
Almost sound what?
No.
Go ahead.
The reason why I talk about those points is because, again, the allocations we cancelled for receipt for the last quarter of 2024. Now, this nothing we then come out with receipts, where indicates that they only received that in August. Now, that's now a statement of facts, because it is there. It's already the date, timestamps, and all. And that's why I am referencing it. If it were just a mere statement, I would really not reference it. Me point therefore, minus APC, minus SLPP. Yeah? Why we want to do this is the question. And just these consistent examples where politicians from the SLPP continue to make that, oh, well, APC added, Falabadi added, so what's the waiting? I think it's not just doing it for me. Because it's really, are we going to create new localities simply because, oh, there is a president? So now we just they do things based on precedent, whether a bad president or a good president, or we not care. As long as a president and it serve we interest in that particular moment, we continue with them. Now that's my concern. That's really my concern with this whole redemarcation thing and all. What I want is for, and not really political people or politicians per se, but people who know what thing them they talk about in itself, we get the understanding, for come forward and able to tell we concretely waiting at the objective and answer the and so what question. I want to establish new localities. And so what, Melvin? You want to do demarcation and so on and so forth. The question is, and so what? Because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, when SLPP don't dance, APC don't dance, it comes down to the ordinary man. That's my point.
I was watching a documentary on George Orwell's 2 plus 2 equals to 5.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll encourage my viewers to look out for that. There's a lengthy article, there's a documentary, there's also a screen adaptation on that also. I mean, that's a very good one. It talks about 2 plus 2 equals to 5. In your real sense.
An interest in mathematics.
Of course. An interest in mathematics enshrined or encapsulated in logic, and it's the logic of what is called fallacy, falsehood, staging in narration so much that falsity becomes the reality. So it's a way of dismissing people's intellect on some of the issues, but that is a question for another day. So now to the subject matter proper before we wrap up. By the way, for the fact that the APC had an opportunity to come and hold a brief for themselves and they refuse, I, as a centrist and a liberal journalist, I think you cannot give them a rebate on that.
Of course not.
Because it was an opportunity. Moses is not in the jurisdiction where he managed to afford time. It not only shows respect to us, the invite or the management, but to the audience also.
Of course.
Because there was a flyer. So attempting, as you've already done, to hold a brief in supporting the APC's rejection begs several questions. If you are saying it's not justifiable, so is it justified? Is the rejection justifiable also?
The APC not sending their representative to...
I mean, but you seem to be towing the line of...
Melvin, no, don't get me wrong.
That's what I'm sensing. But let me just land.
Wait,
you had your bite. I'm the co-host. I'm the co-host. You had your bite, but you have mine.
You just threw something.
Let me have mine. Okay, you rebut. You rebut when I come back.
Now. Wait, the point is... You said you can't just wrap your head as to why creating... Technically, you are suggesting that the APC's rejection is in place.
No,
wait, my point now, this is my point. Wait for me. First of all, let me say this here. I think this thing of redemarcation or realignment of districts and boundaries, I think it should not even be politicized in the first place. Yeah? Are they against the fact that it has to be an SLPP and APC thing? No. This concerns lives and livelihoods. It touches the very heart and foundation of we country as a people. That is why I say, at the end of the day, when you minus APC, you minus SLPP from this conversation. And that's my individual view, yeah, that I'm not able to wrap my head around. Me not being able to wrap my head around why government want for Duam, it's not the same thing as, for example, agreeing with the APC. And it should not even be viewed as that. Because when all is said and done, if SLPP is right on a particular proposition, it don't mean say because SLPP talk I should say it is wrong. If it is right, I would say yes, it is right. If APC talk it is right, I would say yes, it is right. In this instance, I am not saying that either person is right.
No, Melvin, wait. I'm giving you the floor.
Good. For the fact say APC no come or
can you now use the floor to me?
They had a brief to hold for themselves and they no hold up. That's their own business.
Okay.
Then you win an argument based on how strong your argument is. You are not going to win an argument simply because to say, oh, my opponent not talk sense enough. And I don't think that's the way we award winning. You award winning to person based on the merits of their statements and based on waiting they're able for proof. He who asserts must prove. Not to the other person in responsibility for debunk. So simply because say, SLPP asserts and APC not debunk enough, that automatically makes the SLPP's assertion correct. I think that's not how it should be.
Thank you for yielding. And I think in my summation, I will just put it as this. When it's there are fundamental issues you talked about, but we don't have time to flesh them out. Okay. One has got to do in telling this side, that side, and where should the media stand on this kind of critical issues. And another one has got to do with the politics. You seem to be mounting an argument that this kind of issue should not be politicized. I wonder why, when it was a political promise in the first place. So for me, that's another side. But you raise a very pertinent point on which I will agree with you on the show, which is the economics of this division. And if you look at the Act, it says such proposals must get the recommendation or confirmation from the Ministry of Finance. So I think the question we could have put to Mambu is the economy of Sierra Leone viable enough to accommodate new districts and new villages? Because according to the law, it states you should be considering the economic and financial situation also. Now I make them say the Minister of Finance for put more today, along the Minister of Local Government. So the question now to the Ministry of Finance. Now I recommend say this is okay, where we know how the economy is. So I totally agree with you on the economics of it. But on the politics, I am diametrically opposed to it because it was a political promise on the SLPP, and if they are meeting it now, who is to be blamed? The one that will vote for them with all their promises then they, or the one that will not come with another alternative to that? So I think of course it's a profound conversation, it's complex, it's somehow, but the fact that, again, I'll wrap up on this one, if APC is rejecting it and SLPP is projecting it, the watchword here is, where is the people, like you also said, where is the people in all of these arrangements? And that was the press I was pressing Mambu. How can you come back to the people after you've touted the idea? So like you are testing. We are running a government of test, which is quite unfortunate. But yes, on the economics of particularly boundary delimitation and creating, it's huge because already, although somebody again on context like you argued, the context there is Even Akisoya and this government, SLPP, they are not good. They are not bedfellows. We all know that. That is the political context. So again, if we want to escalate the conversation, we'll ask: is this the same plight for other councils across the country? Because if it's the same plight or even worse, then it means the government is I don't know what adjective to use. Is living in a utopia's dream. Yeah, you think something big, you undo them, but the reality means you never for address falabite. You never for address the problems of carrying it. You never for devolve all the functions as promised in your first and second manifesto. And now you are bringing additional, overwhelming activities. And this is not just one. Talk about census. We're talking about referendum. We're talking about all of these issues. Talking about implementation of tripartite. All of these involve cost. They involve time. We're talking about next election also. And if all of these issues are still being on thin air, that's where that's why I'm disappointed in the government. Because time is of essence. If you are touting these ideas, make sure you have a blueprint. And unfortunately, Mr. Attorney General, a guy that I admire so much, very brilliant, he's a brilliant colleague of yours. I think yes, but he needs to do better because he cannot be floating around with ideas. You know, if you tell me to send his constitutional review, bing, 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 by my bad Creole voice, bing, 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 go be.
I think that's something for another day. Anyways, viewers, this is how we do all the cutting down for tonight's show. Tonight, we don't talk about government plan, proportional representation, boundary demarcation, and power sharing. What is it all about? Is there a game plan beyond just waiting ordinarily is presented to the people? And joining us tonight for this very important conversation was Moses Mambu, winner publicity secretary for the Sierra Leone People's Party. Also state
and invading us tonight.
Yeah, well, and evading us tonight.
Yes,
is a member of the publicity secretariat of the All People's Congress. Mr. Abdul Karim Kamara, we unfortunately last minute had to cancel, but it is important to note that we indeed send out an invitation to the APC for also joining the conversation tonight. But like always, we close with John Trude. We talk one time, say, when people they live in a society who side they're not able for anymore rely on the institutions then for tell them the truth. Then people they go now need for rely on arts and culture for get waiting correct. This na brutally frank, me your name na James Fortune. And until next week at exactly 7 p.m. on Sunday, where another edition of Brutally Frank will come to you. This is how we do all the cutting down. And I send you over to Melvin Tijan Mansari.
If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. George Orwell once stated. And Mambu, that's why I take for tell you play the thing, you don't watch, you don't comment, you don't like, you don't share, you don't take time for critically look at the show. We hope we don't help for do justice to the national conversation. Until then, when we will return back next week with another juicy and saucy topic, it has been Brutally Frank on SLIK Television.